Hello and welcome to our Nigerian viewers and viewers across the world. This is Galaxy TV News. Let's get things started. Two siblings based in Lagos have been rescued following their kidnap by a nanny. Plus, on the news, People's Democratic Party (PDP) chooses date for National Convention. And outside Nigeria, evacuations of Afghan civilians winds down at the Kabul airport as deadline to leave draws to a close. We have details in just a moment. And now, wherever you're watching from around the world, we are live from our headquarters here in Lagos, Nigeria. I am Kelly Egiga. On our first story, two siblings based in Lagos State have been rescued following their kidnap, allegedly by a nanny identified as Precious. And Precious was said to have absconded with the minors, a 4-year-old boy and 2-year-old girl, on Monday and brought them to Benin City to a couple based abroad who were on a visit to Nigeria. The police Public Relations Officer in Edo State, Bello Kotongs, disclosed this on Saturday in the Edo State capital. He said operatives of the Anti-Kidnapping and Cybercrime Unit arrested some suspects for the abduction of children from Lagos down to Benin City. The principal suspect is believed to be the nanny, or normally called house help, of the children of Mr. Ibe, whom she has been staying with his family and taking care of the children. Still tracking security stories and some cheering news as 32 more of the over 120 kidnapped students of the Bethel Baptist Secondary School, Kaduna State, have been freed by the abductors, leaving 31 more still in captivity. The students were said to have been released Friday evening and received at the school premises to be reunited with their parents. Confirming the development to Galaxy TV News, Chairman Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, Kaduna State Chapter, Reverend John Joseph Hayab, said the 32 released students have been reunited with their parents. Hayab also thanked Nigerians for their support, both physical, moral, and in prayers for the safety of the student and strength for their families to carry on in the face of the traumatic situation they face. Let's stay with security matters as we get some analysis and perspective on the news. Joining us live now is Dixon Osaji, CEO Debris Reminav. He joins us live on the news. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Dixon. I wonder what you make of the state of insecurity very recently in the country, especially the attacks on the NDA. Well, they have also seen some cheering news, releases of children, adopted children. But I wonder what you make of the state of Nigeria's worsening security situation at the moment.
Thank you very much for having me. I agree with you. The state of insecurity is highly deteriorating. The attack on the Nigerian Defense Academy is a shame on our national security. These criminal elements have tested the integrity of our national defense. They've tested the integrity of our national security. They've tested the integrity of the Federation. And they are carrying out their criminal attacks at will, But for me, what transpired at the NDA is a no-no. It should never occur again. And I think the leadership of the NDA must be brought to book, because how on earth would this criminal element carry out a successful attack in an institution that trains many generals year in, year out, both from Nigeria, Africa, and some part of the world. I boil this down to a lack of physical security mechanism, because for this criminal element to have defeated the access control, defeated the human security, defeated technology, because if perhaps they successfully defeated the access control, where are the technology, where are the surveillance equipment that should have sent a distress alarm to the command system? So for me, I think the Nigerian government needs to come back to the drawing board, and they must go all out to engage these terrorists, because for me, I just think the military has been playing a friendly match with this criminal element. I am a soldier, a former soldier. I know the capability of the Nigerian army. It's quite regrettable that these guys, they are killing our soldiers and officers every day and now. Why? Because the military, for me, and I'm so sure that some of them have been politicized. They must take a departure from politics and ensure that they protect the territorial integrity of Nigeria. In doing so, our security mechanism and security components must be activated. I would advise that the Nigerian Defense Academy should carry out a risk assessment and vulnerability analysis to ascertain what went wrong and project mitigation factors.
A picture for us about what could be possibly playing on the minds of those at the front line of the war against insurgency and insecurity in the country at the moment. I wonder what this would do for the morale of the boys.
Oh, that's an intelligent question. I was speaking to some of my classmates across the country, some of them in other parts of the world. It's a shame. They are ashamed. One of them told me that it's even a shame to go and get bread or get some food stuff in the town because they know him very well in some particular area. So most of them are ashamed. The morale they have been demoralized, by default. Nigerian soldiers are naturally motivated. But going by this incident, I think it's really going to dissipate their morale. I'm happy this incident transpired because it's really going to let us know and let the military authorities know that, hey, it's high time they declare a full-blown war against these criminal elements and to also decimate them day in, day out, because these guys are taking their shelter from their government space. They will leave their government space and come to the town, to the city, and carry out mayhems. So I advise the military to go after these guys day in, day night, deny them sleep, decimate them by day, decimate them by night. In doing so, they will be neutralized. We must not take this as a discretionary war. We must see this as a necessary war. If we look at this incident that is happening in Nigeria as a necessary war, I tell you from the depth of my heart, that Nigeria will defeat this criminal element. We must make the government space ungovernable for these guys. Because if we don't make the government space ungovernable, then they will be running their own government in their government space.
Well, former soldier, I would like to thank you most kindly, Dixon Osaji, CEO, Debris Remina. Thank you so much for your views and insights on the news. Hopefully we can get your perspective subsequently. All right, so there you go. Away from security matters now to other stories. Legendary singer and guitarist Sir Victor Nwaifor is dead. A close source to the family confirmed this to one of our reporters. The source said he died after a brief illness. The guitar boy, as he was fondly called, had just celebrated his 80th birthday in March 2021. A part was being a musician. From being a musician, Nwaifor was also a writer, sculptor, and musical instrument inventor, university lecturer as well. He is recognized as the most educated performing music legend, musical instrument inventor, artist worldwide with a BA Honours, First Class Valedictorian, Master's degree and PhD in architectural sculpture from the University of Benin in Nigeria. Sir Victor Nwaifor was also appointed as the Honorable Commissioner of Arts, Culture and Tourism and member of the State Executive Council, the highest policy-making decision body in Edo State between 2001 and 2003. Well, our thoughts, prayers and condolences are with the family of the departed. Let's stay with some sad stories for a moment, as President Muhammadu Buhari has paid his condolences to the Ogun State Governor, Dapo Abiodun, in Ikperu, Ikena local government area of the state over the death of his father, Emmanuel Adesonya Abiodun. Represented by the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, the President expressed his heartfelt condolences and prayed God to give the family the fortitude to bear the loss. Others on the entourage were the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, Governor of Ondo State, Rotimi Akeredolu, and the former Governor of Ogun State, Chief Olusegun Oshoba, among other dignitaries. The Reverend asked the Governor and other members of the family to take solace in the fact that the late father of the Ogun State Governor left good legacies in education development and life of service in his 89th years on earth.
So I'm extremely pleased to say to you today that we are rejoicing and celebrating the life of an incredibly great man who not only was known for his own contribution to society as a teacher, Baba teacher, but also the fact that all through his life he supported all the worthy causes and was himself a progressive. So you cannot speak of progressive politics, progressive ideas without mentioning his name.
Say to God be the glory. I commiserate him, but we're here to not to mourn, because he has lived a good life and he has left us at a ripe old age. We pray that has been prayed earlier, that we will live just as long as he has, and maybe even beyond. God spare our life.
You're watching the news on Galaxy TV. Just ahead, People's Democratic Party, PDP chooses date for National Convention. We will tell you more in just a moment. Please stay with us. Well, good to have you back. For more updates and latest news, visit our website at www.galaxytvonline.com or subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/GalaxyTV Nigeria. You can follow or interact with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/GalaxyTV. Don't forget to follow and tag us on our Instagram page at Official Galaxy TV. If you have breaking news around you, you can avail our eyewitness feature via WhatsApp. Simply share story by sending short clips or videos of the news on 0818 666 669. Our social media platforms are user-friendly and can always accommodate your life update and comments. And now to party politics. The People's Democratic Party, PDP, has slated October 31 for its national convention. The party made the decision at its Saturday National Executive Committee NEC meeting held in Abuja. National Policy Secretary of the party, Kola Ologbondio, who addressed journalists after the NEC meeting, said the convention will help the party consolidate on its efforts for a rebound. He reiterated that there is no divisibility of the party, stressing the need to remain united as the party moves towards reclaiming the presidency in 2023.
After its 92nd meeting today, emphasizes the indivisibility of the People's Democratic Party. Next stresses the need to remain united as a party as we work assiduously towards removing the inept, indolent, and corrupt APC from government come 2023. NEC urges members to continue to make personal sacrifices in the overall interest of our party.
NEC also commended PDP government's efforts in commissioning landmark projects in all states of the Federation where the party is responsible for government. The committee condemned media gagging and the attempts by the APC and the Buhari-led government to promote obnoxious laws against the freedom of speech as well as media practice in Nigeria. Now, earlier, Chairman of the PDP Board of Trustees, Wali Jubril, said all internal issues have been resolved, calling on Nigerians to work with the party to salvage the country.
Ladies and gentlemen, member of NEC, I want to ask and tell you today that the appointment of a PDP has been fully settled and there's no more problem, please. That's why you see us here, all of us. Don't be shaky. Don't worry. Don't be disturbed. There is no problem at all in this party. Let me say clearly that Nigerians are looking out to PDP to salvage this country from the misgovernance and the backwardness that the APC-led federal government has plunged the country into. Nigeria is more than ever divided. Insecurity has so worsened that even military installations are not immune. Our people can no longer go to the farms. Our women are being raped.
Party executives who were present at the meeting also urged Nigerians to take a cue from PDP deliverables in their respective states as a sign of the improvement that the party wishes to deliver when elected in 2023.
Nigerians are looking forward to PDP, and we cannot afford to fail them. The challenges are quite many, and it's important for us to continue to work together as a family. We are going into warfare, and military strategies like Apakubondi will tell you that you must go to a warfare united. Don't be surprised that we always try to overcome our internal crisis. Because if you look at PDP, it has the most experienced people in this country. Therefore, PDP's internal crisis management is far, far more efficient and far more better than APC, and even the APC government itself.
The PDP's NEC also agreed to meet on the 9th of September to approve the various nominations into the respective National Convention committees. Away from party politics, the Vice-Chancellor of the University of Ibadan, Professor Babatunde Ekaola, has decried the scarcity of academic books, especially for tertiary institutions in the country. Speaking during the presentation of books to the Department of Economics of the institution, he said most publishers are now into publishing books for lower cadres, stressing that this portends great danger for tertiary institutions. Correspondent Kunlojo reports that Professor Babatunde was represented at the event, stressed the need for government to address the situation by patronizing local publishers. On his part, the head Department of Economics, University of Ibadan, commended the initiative of the class of 1990 of the department, adding that efforts would enable the department to contribute to national development.
To also engage IQ very, very profoundly for this. Our faculty library is very resourced now, both for students and for staff. Even myself, I'm already targeting some of them I'm going to start reading. And from there, I can prepare my lecture notes. It's a massive investment. And I can only pray that God will replenish your purse abundantly for when you got this from. And it will also empower you. When I started this presentation, I said that our former teachers in this place, Professor Boyade and the rest of them, the department at the agreed at that the department was disciplined engaged in national policy debates and dialogues. The second and third national development plans were developed by other Boyade with support of academic staff here, and so on and so forth. We want to go back to that. There's a need for us to be very busy.
Other speakers at the event stressed the need for stakeholders and other well-meaning Nigerians to support the education sector for rapid socio-economic development of the country. They declared that with good and quality academic books, the status of the education sector of the country would be enhanced.
They have extended the hands of fellowship to us, our students now at all levels, okay? Undergraduate, postgraduates will now have access to more recent books, okay, that they can use for their studies. I mean, the good thing is that with the LUC are just giving us our accreditation again, Okay, but in the future, I mean, this one they do regularly. In the future, they're going to come, okay, and there are also other professional bodies like ICANN.
We need their help. The next generation need their help. We cannot leave everything for government. Government never does everything in any country. It is only agbajowo la fi soya. You cannot just leave government to do things. We have to do things from the private sector perspective, from the individual perspective. We all have to help. The young generation needs us. The world they are going into needs knowledge, needs skill. They have to find a way to acquire that.
Actually graduated from a department which is supposed to be a school and which we believe quite rather is supposed to be leading in anything economics in Nigeria, both in terms of research, consultancy, and analysis and evaluation of either budget, projection, and execution of economic activities in this country. Because when they have the books that are uncommon, they have access to knowledge that is uncommon.
And now to other stories. As part of efforts aimed at imbibing entrepreneurial drive in students as well as making them become self-sufficient, the need for the inclusion of practical teaching of agriculture, especially rearing of catfish in primary and secondary school curriculum, has been stressed at a ceremony held between members of the Catfish Members Association of Nigeria, CAFAN, and a former sole administrator for a Tiosa local government area. Now, speakers after speakers said the move will go a long way to bridge the gap in fish deficiency in the country. They noted that Nigeria is blessed with arable land which is capable of producing food sufficiency in Africa if well embraced by Nigerians, especially youth, instead of waiting for white-collar jobs. The Reva urged government at all levels to invest in the agricultural sector, making it attractive to youth by providing soft loans and finances for agriculture and enterprises.
The industry is growing, and we should encourage as many more people to play the role of role models for our junior ones to emulate, so that they know that they can find something to do other than white-collar jobs. The main objectives of CAFAN is, one, for food security. That is, we're asking for animal protein you get in fish. Number two is to create wealth. Number three is to generate employment. And of course, save a lot of foreign exchange that is being exported into other countries when we buy fish from imports.
While decorating the patron of the association, the chairman of Ogun State Catfish Union of Nigeria, Samuel Lubodu, commended Chief Elegushi for promoting African culture and traditions. He called on youths to actively show interest in the agricultural sector so as to contribute their quota to the development of the nation.
My advice for the general is to key into this, what the CAFAN association is presently doing, to make sure that we eradicate poverty through the rearing of fish in Nigeria and in Africa and the world at large.
And now motorists and commuters plying a bridge along the Ibadan-Ife Expressway have decried the deplorable condition of the bridge. They called on both the state and federal government to take necessary steps before the bridge becomes another death trap. Our correspondent Kunle Ojo tells us more in this report.
Fear and apprehension now pervades the mind of motorists and commuters plying the Asejire Bridge, a border community between Oyo and Osun states. Before now, the bridge was in good condition, but as we speak, the situation is pathetic.
Motorists, especially commercial transport drivers and commuters, have expressed fear and concern over the deplorable condition of Asejire Bridge on Ibadan-Ife Road. Asejire Bridge links the border communities of Oyo and Osun states. The exit portion of the dual carriageway from Oyo State is urgently calling for repair. Aside from the visibility structural defect noticeable on the bridge embankment, the floor of the bridge is full of cracks and potholes which make smooth vehicular movement difficult on the road. Two cars and a bus whose drivers failed to observe the extra caution while on the bridge were seen broken down near the bridge. Some roadside mechanics and vulcanizers have started using the opportunity of the bad state of the bridge, hanging around waiting to be patronized by the innocent drivers. The drivers of the faulted vehicles, Olubunmi Lana, Isiaka Olanrewaju, and Paul Idoko, expressed sadness and regret over the deplorable condition of the bridge, which they described as pathetic.
I have a flat tire because of the bad roads. In fact, especially this bridge, I be getting because I drive luxury, I drive I drive Sienna, I drive trailer. In fact, no type of car that I cannot drive. So especially this bridge, you have been condemning our tire every time. Can you see now that I'm still doing tire again? Yeah, especially this bridge here. I've been experiencing it almost 6 months now. When this bridge have been destroying our tire. In fact, bad road, Nigeria doesn't have roads.
Yeah, I'm coming from Abeokuta in Ogun State and I'm going to Abuja. And what really delayed us here is the tire that had fault. We had a punctured tire on this bridge. And we've been here for almost an hour or 1.5 hours. And within that period, there has been other vehicles with similar problems, you know, parking aside here. So
the bridge has been in a bad shape for some time now, and it is gradually becoming a death trap. Many vehicles have been trapped there, and this area is not safe for people at all.
Lano, a driver with a popular transport company, said he had flat tire when one of his tires got stuck on the bad portion of the bridge. The driver, who was coming from Abeokuta going to Abuja when the incident happened, stated that he has spent close to 2 hours on the spot as a result of difficulty in removing one of the rim nuts of his car. On his part, Olanrewaju said the ball joint of his boat got spoiled and that he wouldn't be able to continue his journey to our town in Ondo State until mechanic fixed the damaged ball joints. The drivers and our passenger, Fumilayo Sholarin, lamented over the pains inflicting on motorists and commuters plying the road as a result of these bad states.
My advice to government that they should help we poor people, especially we transporter, where we always move from one state to another. We at least better places is. I mean, it's not. Sorry for that. Not, but in the Yoruba land, Igbo land, there's no any road. Bad road, no lights, no road. In fact, we are suffering too much. We transporter.
Well, I will implore the government to do something in earnest in ensuring that they correct the fault here. If they have to extend the road or make the road, you know, very conducive, motorable for people to ply without fear. We are still traveling to a far place now, and we are delayed here for almost 2 hours now.
We are pleading with the government and other concerned agencies to come to our aid. This is the bridge that links Oyo and Osun State. It requires urgent attention. Government should come to our aid.
Expressed fear over the vibration of the bridge, which they attributed to likely defect on the bridge pillars. They called on the Federal Road Maintenance Agency and other relevant agencies of government to act fast and fix the bridge. On her part, the zonal coordinator of FEMA, Mary Adeniro, said her agency was much aware of the condition of the entire stretch of the road from Ibadan to Ilesha. Adeniro disclosed that the road was under a major maintenance contract, which is being managed by the Federal Ministry of Works.
We are very much aware of the condition of the entire stretch of road from Ibadan up to Ilesha. That's the leading to the border with Ondo State, because Ibadan, which I mean Oyo and the Osun State fall under our own zone, and we are aware of the condition. But the situation we have on ground is that that road itself, the stretch of Ibadan, Ife, Ilesha up to the border with Ondo State, is under a contract, a major maintenance contract, which is being managed by the Federal Ministry of Works.
The zonal coordinator maintained that she wouldn't really understand the major challenges which the contractor was facing, but believed that the contractor is up to the task.
That even the bridge itself that you are talking about will certainly receive attention, due attention. And in fact, what the controller told me was that there are some, the contractor himself is, maybe they are preparing some prefabrication elements. So we are hoping that very soon there will be action.
She assured motorists and other road users that the Asejire Bridge will certainly receive due attention once the contractors start work on the road. Controller of Works in Oyo State, Kayode Ibrahim, confirmed what FEMA boss said, assuring motorists and the general public that the contractor will soon start work on the entire stretch of Ibadan-Ilesha Road. The Controller of Works urged the road user to drive with caution while plying the road. The deplorable state of the bridge demands urgent step before it becomes another death trap. From Asejire in Ibadan, Kunle Ojo, Galaxy TV.
And now to other stories. Some sea travelers at the Bonny Nembe jetty have called for proper investigations on the recent attacks by the alleged military chopper, which shot at a boat loaded with food items and some travelers from Port Harcourt to Bonny. Speaking with some boat drivers and manager in charge of food transportation on the waterways at the Bonny Nembe jetty, he described the incident as unacceptable and called on relevant authorities to look into the matter to avert future occurrence of killing innocent sea travelers.
A lot of challenge you are passing through on this waterway. Even this morning, one of our drivers just managed to escape by the grace of God this morning. Sea pirates chased him from these Boloba houses down to Onne. It was by the grace of God he managed to escape with his passenger down to this place. We have been pleading with the government to provide gunboats for us on our waterways. From Bonny till down to Port Harcourt, no one single gunboat was on the sea. And it's very risky to drive without gunboat on the sea.
After loading in the morning, because normally closed by each of the turn end by 10 o'clock. After 10 o'clock, the boat left. So by after one, then we had a call that chopper has shot my driver and some other workers there. So on the process, we'll try run for a rescue, and after then we'll discover that it's true. They shoot two of the boys. They are in the hospital at Okrika there, while the driver jumped into the water and some other worker tried to escape. So the boat will take it down to Bonny, Main Island, while the two guys are in the hospital there at Bonny.
Some passengers and boat drivers also call for increased security surveillance along the Bonny Nembe waterways in order to forestall the continuous attacks by sea pirates.
The security case in Bonny River is uncalled for. I think we have to do with the state government and the federal government. It's not only the state government. The federal government need to come in because they own the river, they own the waterways also. So it's uncalled for. Every time we travel, we receive 1 or 2 cases in the river of piracy, hijacking people, calling for ransom of passengers in the boat.
The thing is getting out of hand. Before our boat they collect, now to carry passenger from boat under kidnapping, carry go, begin the request for money. Although government, the initial time government try, they put effort. Like if you want this Isaka houses, from Isaka houses to Dodgerland houses, they are trying within this area. They cover these places. Marine police here with other JTF from Okrika too. They try to cover this area, but from Dodgerland to One houses, it's only Marine police, Bonny. They participate on that area, and that area is a federal eye, not Marine Police Bonny Division. Suppose they work there. Now federal government suppose they put eye, Navy, Army, suppose they patrol for all those areas, but none of them they participate on those places. Many of them are bunkering. They use those gunboats, they pursue, chase bunkers all over the whole places.
This is not a bunkering boat. It's not carrying any kind of good, at the exception of the rice goods that they always transfer to Bonny that people eat. Those are the things we deal with. There's nothing much. So the government should look into it and do something about it. All the issue of piracy, all those issues, on several occasions they kidnap our boys with the boat. We have been facing a lot of challenges on this Bonny seaway. So I really want the government to look into it and make things easy for the people so that they can easily transport him down to Bonny safely.
Now, the federal government has been urged to increase its investment in the nation's health sector as part of moves to stem the tide of medical tourism in the country. This call was made following the over 3,500 residents of Ogun State who have benefited from a free eye treatment and cataract surgeries. Honorable Olumide Jones, the project facilitator, made the disclosure in Abeokuta, the state capital, during the flag-off of a free eye treatment project. Jones, represented by one of these aides, Olajumoke Masha, stressed that it was necessary for the federal government and the state governments to upgrade and equip all the primary health care centers for the benefit of the people, stressing that provisions of basic health amenities are vital to public health. Now, also speaking, the chairman of Ogun Central Senatorial District of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Honorable Akinlabi Taiwo, described Jones's gesture as philanthropic, stressing that the Free Eye project would in no small measure help the people of the society.
An opportunity for the people that are unable to sponsor eye, especially cataract surgeries, you know, so when people go in, you get your BPs checked, there are doctors there, the opticians there to check your eyes and check whatever issues you have, if you're going to need glasses or eye drops, and then referrals are made for the operation.
That one prompted him to put down this project of eye surgery, eye medical surgery for downtrodden people who doesn't have money to do the test and the surgery for their eyes. And I want to thank him very much for doing this for our people.
Still tracking health stories, Nigeria flagged off on Monday, August 16, the second phase of its national COVID-19 vaccine rollout amidst call for more Nigerians to agree to get vaccinated. But despite assurances by government and other development partners, it will take more than that. It seems to have the vaccines get wider acceptance, as Galaxy's Godfrey Shomogi found out while sampling opinions of some Abuja residents. The report.
There has been so much suspicion around the coronavirus, now known as COVID-19. And conspiracy theorists have feasted on this, as such frustrating genuine interventions to find a solution to the global pandemic. In Nigeria, it is even stronger, with a hugely religious and superstitious population. The authorities are now so concerned with having the people accept the vaccines. From the NAFDAC Director General,
any vaccine that comes to Nigeria, we have to test it. That is why you should go and take your vaccine, because we spend so much time on it.
To the Health Ministry.
The third wave of the COVID-19 pandemic is definitely here with us. And this is a warning to us that indeed it is not over until all eligible Nigerians receive the life-saving vaccines.
The message is same, but here is a hint of what Nigerians think about the COVID-19 vaccines.
Anything that comes, there is a day the end will come. Allah has created us, but before He created us, He has created many sicknesses before us, then before the medicine. So whatever comes, we'll continue praying. Allah will solve the problem for us.
They have not sure of the vaccine. The vaccination all over the world, this country will say their own is the best, or this one, the one that I've done is not the best. So actually we don't know what they are talking about. So we can't come up, or we can't start taking COVID-19 vaccine just like that, because we have not seen our top elders or our leaders taking it. You understand? So taking COVID-19 to us is a risk something.
I check first. But the way they talk, first of all, they say they think a problem for banana. I fear. You are the same for television. Say after they take the thing, after for like this. So when the fear say, I never take one. And
then there are others who have accepted the vaccines.
If it's not LD, the government won't prompt us to go for it. So, and they even made the example of the president taking it himself. So I feel it's okay. And I don't regret taking it.
With a population of over 200 million, only 2.5 million have been vaccinated with the first of 2 doses. And vaccine variants like the Johnson & Johnson, Moderna and Pfizer are fast making their way to join the pioneer Oxford AstraZeneca, giving citizens a wide range of options. But will that be the game changer? It's now left to be seen. Godfrey Eshemuge, Galaxy News, Abuja.
You're watching the news on Galaxy TV. Let's shift our focus now to other stories as the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps NSCDC has warned point of sales operators, popularly known as POS, to be vigilant of fraudsters. The Ondo State Commandant of the NSCDC, Amit Abodiri, made this call in Akure while parading one Victor Ugochukwu for allegedly defrauding some POS operators in the state. The Commandant said Ugochukwu has an application on his mobile phone which he uses to delay transactions whenever he has collected money from POS, after which he will call his bank to reverse such transactions as a failed one. Abodiri further said the suspect confessed to have committed the crime 3 times in the month of August. He however warned the operators to always be vigilant and treat all messages from their banks seriously.
POS operator just noticed that each time he had a transaction with him, the transaction would be reversed. So it means that the guy kept losing money 3 consecutive times, amounting to about 55,000 naira that we have just gotten. There are some other things that I had done. Then upon investigation, he also confessed that when anytime he did it, the money will not actually come back to him immediately. It will take some days.
Let's now join our international desk for more stories. Please stay with us.
Welcome to news from the international scene. Starting from Afghan, the U.S. military carried out a drone strike against what it said was an ISIS-K planner in Afghanistan eastern Nangarhar province amid warnings of possible further terror attacks targeting the last-ditch U.S. evacuation effort from Kabul. The desperate mission to airlift U.S. citizens and Afghans who assisted U.S. forces from the country by the end of the month is now in its final phase. The drone strike in Nangarhar came a day after U.S. President Joe Biden warned to retaliate for a terrorist attack Thursday that killed 13 U.S. service members and at least 170 others outside Kabul's international airport. ISIS in Khorasan, known as ISIS-K, has claimed that an ISIS militant carried out Thursday's suicide attack at an airport gate, but provided no evidence to support the claim. U.S. officials have said the group was likely behind the bombing. Biden approved the strike on the ISIS-K planner, according to an official familiar with the matter. Spokesman Captain Bill Urban said U.S. military forces conducted an over-the-horizon counter-terrorism operation against an ISIS-K planner. The unmanned airstrike occurred in the Nangarhar province of Afghanistan Friday. Initial indications are that they killed the target and they know of no civilian casualties. The identity of the person targeted in the U.S. airstrike has not yet been confirmed. The U.S. Embassy in Kabul on Friday again warned U.S. citizens at a number of gates at Hamid Karzai International Airport to leave immediately, citing security threat. The alert advised U.S. citizens to avoid traveling to the airport to avoid airport gate. Moving on to Bangladesh, at least 21 people were killed and dozens remain missing as a boat packed with passengers and a sand-laden cargo ship collided in a lake in eastern Bangladesh. The boat was reportedly carrying some 60 passengers when the incident occurred on Friday on a lake in the town of Biyonagar. Local official Ayat Uddullah Khan said. The cargo ship's steel tip and the boat collided, causing the passenger vessel to capsize, they said. It told newsmen they have recovered 21 bodies, including 9 women and 6 children so far, adding the death toll will likely rise. It is unclear how many people were on board at the time of the collision and exactly how many remain missing. According to police official Imarul Islam, survivors said about 100 people were on board. Local fire service spokesman Tafiqul Islam said drivers were searching the scene for bodies and reinforcements have been called in from neighboring towns. Locals also joined the rescue efforts. Police said at least 7 people were taken to a local hospital after they were rescued from the sunken boat. The area is 82 kilometers east of the capital, Dhaka. Local authorities have formed a committee to investigate the accident. It was the latest in a string of similar incidents in the South Asian country. In April and May, 54 were killed in 2 separate boat capsizing accidents. Experts blame poor maintenance, lax safety standards, and shipyards and overcrowding for many of the deadly incidents. Still on the international scene, in Middle East, Iraq hosted a regional conference on Saturday aimed at easing tension in the Middle East while emphasizing the Arab country's new role as a mediator. Among the attendees were arch-enemies Iran and Saudi Arabia, whose rivalry has been played out in Iraq and other countries, including Yemen and Lebanon. Saudi Arabia said it would be represented by its foreign minister, Prince Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud. Iranian Foreign Minister Hossein Amir-Abdollahian was also in the Iraqi capital. Amir-Abdollahian said Iran stood by Iraq in fighting terrorism, but he highlighted the United States assassination of Iran's Major General Qasem Soleimani and Iraq's militia leader Abu Mahdi al-Muhandis in a drone strike close to the Baghdad airport in January 2020. The Americans not only did not bring peace and security for the people of the region, but were the main reason for insecurity, and this can be clearly seen in many countries in the region, the diplomat said in Arabic. Amir-Abdollahian expressed regret that Syria was not invited to the summit and repeated Iran's stance that stability in the Middle East can be achieved through regional dialogue and rejection of foreign intervention. And lastly, on the international scene, going to North America, the mayor of New Orleans has called for residents to evacuate unprotected city neighborhoods as Hurricane Ida bears down on the Louisiana coastline. Now is the time, said New Orleans Mayor Latoya Cantrell in a Friday news conference, calling for those living outside the city levee system to flee. The National Hurricane Center says Ida is likely to be an extremely dangerous major hurricane by Sunday. It has already brought heavy rain and high winds to western Cuba. The impact of climate change on the frequency of storm is still unclear, but it's clear that increased sea surface temperatures warm the air above and make more energy available to drive hurricanes, cyclones, and typhoons. As a result, they are likely to be more intense with more extreme rainfall. Forecasters say the hurricane will be as Category 4 strength by the time it reaches the northern coast of the Gulf of Mexico on Sunday. This will be a life-altering storm for those who aren't prepared. National Weather Service meteorologist Benjamin Scott said more than 80 oil rigs in the Gulf of Mexico have been evacuated and half the region's oil and gas output has been suspended. Ida passed over western Cuba on Friday, hitting the Isle of Youth with maximum sustained winds of 120 kilometers per hour. And that's it from news from the international scene.
And now to wrap things off, let's join the entertainment desk.
Now here are 8 times Imade and Jamil have melted hearts with their friendship. One popular pair who've continued to melt the hearts of many with their innocence and genuine friendship is Davido's daughter Imade Adeleke and Tiwa Savage's son Jamil Balogun. These two often remind a lot of people about what childhood friendship means and how important it is to have friends or at least one good buddy around. Valentine's Day is just tomorrow, and in this season of love, one cannot help but envy the bond between these two. The boat trip argument. The best friends got internet users gushing after they had a mild argument on a road trip. Jamil said he missed Imade, but she didn't seem to agree with him. However, she eventually apologized to him. Birthday song for Mommy. The two friends cheerfully sang a birthday song for Tiwa Savage on her birthday.
Happy birthday, Auntie Tiwa. Happy birthday to you.
Playdate argument. The best friends got into a mild argument during a playdate at Tiwa Savage house. The Fruit Snack Challenge. Jamil and Imade's entry for the Fruity Snack Challenge got people talking. The two were at Tiwa Savage house for the challenge. And also we have the Learning the Yoruba Language, in which they were sported in school with all the classmates during a Yoruba class. Another one is Jamil and Imade pose with their medals after the karate class. Another one was on Christmas Day. The best friends joined all the schoolmates for a Christmas carol recital. And the last but not the least is the boat cruise. Jamil's mother, Tiwa Savage, took him and Imade on a fun-filled boat trip. How lovely to have a good friend in one another.
And the entertainment desk does it for us. But for more updates and latest news, visit our website at www.galaxytvonline.com or subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/GalaxyTV Nigeria. You can follow or interact with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/GalaxyTV Don't forget to follow and tag us on our Instagram page at Official Galaxy TV. If you have breaking news around you, you can avail our eyewitness feature via WhatsApp. Simply share your story by sending short clips or videos of the news on 0818 666 669. Our social media platforms are user-friendly and can always accommodate your live update and comment. And that's your Galaxy TV news at this time. On behalf of the production team and everyone here, thank you so much for your company. We urge you to please keep safe. I am Kelly Egiga, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.